Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Jason, and today I'm bringing you some Proteus. Now Proteus is basically it's an open world, exploration game by Ed Key and David, I'm going to butcher that, Kanaga? Well, I'm sure you can read yourself. I'm sorry if I butchered his name. And basically, it's, as I've stated before, it's an open-ended exploration game, kind of in the same vein. No, actually, I'm not going to say that. I'd say comparing them to games like Gone Home and Dear Esther would actually, I feel, would be a disservice to Proteus. So I'm actually going to take a look at the options here. Let's take a look here. I want to make sure my graphics are set properly. We're at 1080, field of view 60. I guess that'll do. Extra long on. Crosshair, no. Audible controls. Keyboard movement. Keyboard rotation. I'm fine with that. Sensitivity. Smoothing. View drift. Alright, it all looks pretty good to me. So, I didn't change anything, so let's go ahead and cancel. Alright, so to go ahead and get started, we click on the island. And, here we go. Now, it says creating down at the bottom, and that's because the, every time you play, it creates a procedurally generated island for you to explore. And you start off out in the water, and as you could tell, the game has a very, it's like almost emulating like some primitive games art style of some sort. You know what? I grew up playing like Space Quest, King's Quest, those games here, and I feel like it's basically that kind of style, but brought into 3D. And even though it's very simplistic, I find it does an excellent job. It really just, what everything is, and it creates sort of a sense of wanting to explore. Now, this is basically the entire game mechanics. You walk. You basically move around, and you look around. You don't actually, there's no action key or action button. All interaction is done purely through movement. And as you can see, these brown stones, as I walk past them, it sends up these little white things in the air. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. That's an example of the type of interaction. And everything that you go near or interact with, I say that sort of, in quotation marks, basically has a different sound. So it's also a very auditory game as well. And I think that's just fantastic. Now, actually, I was playing this when it... Oh, something white over there. I want to go check. Okay, let's go see this little guy here. See? He just runs away from you. Oh, it's a cloud. No, it's not a cloud. What is that white thing? Oh, it's just a tree with white leaves. Alright, so, yeah, I was playing this game actually back when it first came out, and I've actually played it through several times, and I don't know why. To me, it's like the ultimate just relax game. But at the same time, there's like so many little hidden things just around the game that, it's just fun to explore. Now, in addition to being able to straight up find things, if you're at different places at different times, different things happen, or you see different creatures. So if you're the kind of person who likes seeking out for like Easter eggs and such, this is an excellent game for you. Now, there's no fail state. So you can't die, you can't really get, well, I suppose you could get stuck, but the game does a really good job at leading you to where you need to go next. Just, I guess you could say, to advance the progression of the game, because there is an end to this game. Okay, let's just go over here and see. Well, oh, actually, you know what? Let's go down under the cloud cover, because I saw something here. I've played through this game several times. Now, some people would complain that this here is not a game. They're like, you can't interact with anything, and blah, blah, blah. And I would actually disagree with them. When you get close to this, it almost sounds like a modem, which is fun. You got these sort of destroyed towers, and when you walk up to them... Actually, yeah, I'm sorry. I should probably warn you. If you plan on playing this game, there will probably be spoilers in this. So... I probably should have warned you about that earlier. This being an exploration game, a game based almost entirely off of exploration. You know, if you're watching me play this for, we'll say, too long, I'm likely to spoil something for you. Now, that tower, actually, it looked like it might have teleported me to the other side. But what I find what tends to happen with those towers is when you walk into them, they'll actually teleport you to one of the other... there's a couple other black towers on the island as well. So, if you want to get around quick, or you know, you can learn the towers and how to get around quicker. Not that it really matters, because while, like I said, there is an end to the game, it is it ends when you want it to end. So basically, your actions will determine when the game actually ends. Now, oh, was that the... I think that might have been the tower. Oh. I don't even know what this thing is, but you know what? That, I think, actually makes it even more appealing. The simplistic style really makes you use your imagination, and that's something I find is actually missing in games. Actually, I think I've got a bit of a rant on that I'll put together some other time. But yeah, very, very relaxing game. I'm actually doing horribly. Yes, I'm doing horribly in a game about just walking around and exploring. Because I've actually... I'm trying to find some of the stuff. Like I said, the game is procedurally generated, so... I'm trying to find... I'm trying to find stuff. I don't know the layout of this particular map. Which actually brings me to my next point. Oh, I think we found the graveyard. But yeah, the next point is that you can actually, if you find something, let's say I like this shot right here, the cloud, the moon. If I hit F9, there's no on-screen prompt, but what I did was I just took a postcard. It's a picture, it's a snapshot. And it goes into a folder on your computer, and I'll show you how that works a little bit later. And what happens is you can actually share your postcards with other people. And what happens is you can actually load postcards. So they act as sort of shareable saved games. So say somebody you found a particular generation that you're really fond of, and you find a really cool shot, you know, you want to share. You take a snapshot of that picture, and that picture then becomes a saved game that you can share with other people, and then they can load it, and they can basically pop up exactly where you were. I think that's really neat, especially if you find something you want to maybe revisit at a later time. You know, you can go ahead and take a snapshot, a postcard picture of it. Now, there's a few things missing, but you know what? I probably won't go to all of the secrets during this playthrough. I'll probably be playing through the whole game because it's not a very long game. I think... Oh, I didn't even notice him. I think it took me about 45 minutes or so. I think I was on my second playthrough. And I know somebody's saying, well, how can you possibly play through this game more than once? Like, you know, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now, apparently, since I've played it, there's been an update, because the game was also apparently available on the PS3 and the Vita, and apparently there were other features or some more wild, I don't know, that's the way it's described, wild things to find, or events rather, or I don't know. Just wild things. They're referred to as Wild Island, or Wild Islands, or Wild Features, that were added for the PlayStation 3 and the Vita versions, which were then added into the game. Ah, shooting star. Wait, we're at nighttime. Actually, I know exactly where I want to go. See, this is what I mean by it's guiding you. You see the lights going down. It's guiding me over in that direction. But first, before we go over there, I really wanted to show you guys one of the little sort of secrets. Okay, graveyard is... Wait, is this a different graveyard? Oh man, I'm getting so turned around. I'll get up on top of a mountain. It'll help me see things better. But yeah, so yeah, there was apparently some extra things added into the game that I have not actually yet seen. So I saw this as the perfect opportunity to jump back in and be like, hey, let's go exploring again. Because, you know, when I was, like I said, when I was growing up... Oh. It's calling me. It wants me to go over there, but I'm not ready yet. No, must go this way, faster. Now, there is not a sprint button. There is a way to run, but it's not a key press, like so. And I'll maybe show you that a little bit later, but yeah, when I was playing adventure games, like I think I've mentioned this several times. I grew up playing games like, you know, Space Quest, King's Quest, and sometimes I would actually just walk around the environment. I said, screw the story. I just want to see what's, you know, what's over that hill? What's over there? Or what's under that rock? And I love that exploration. So for me, this game was actually like perfect. Oh, there's an owl. So, you know, I love that. So if you walk into this circle of statues at night, I believe we're in summer right now. The game actually rotates through seasons. You can actually see the stars go crazy, and the sound obviously changes up here. Yeah, that owl's staring at me. He's like, hey. So yeah, there's just that. I'm sorry if you're expecting something like super crazy or nuts, but the game does throw some... Oh, where'd he go? Oh, he flew to another tree. He saw me coming. I do like that too. Like, everything reacts to you. Just to your presence. Which I think is just fantastic. Okay, here we go. I've gotten close to it, I think. So I've entered this ring of stones. And as you can see, time seems to be passing by very quickly here. And things are drawing me... Hey, okay, this way. I'll walk more into the circle. And then as you walk closer, there's like this thing forms. And I love this part. Like, I love being able to look up at the sky as, you know, time just passes by really quick. I think that is just so neat. The level of detail. There's so many things to look at in the game. And then I'll step into the center and it'll whisk me away. And now we're in summer. So we started off in spring and now we're in summer. And now we have a whole new set of things to look at. The sun is beating down on us a lot harder now. I didn't see that in spring. But like I said, if this kind of thing interests you, you should totally check out the game yourself, and you'll be able to see everything. And also, like I said, because it's procedurally generated, from my understanding, chase the chickens, or the pheasants, or whatever they are. I don't know what they are. Oh, and I'm running, because I'm being chased by bees. Ah, bees. So if you want to get around really quick, you can sort of exploit bees if you see them. You're like, all right, I'll just run by them, and then those suckers will just hunt me down. So you're like, I want to get over to this big tree. Hey, bees, how's it going? And they're like, attack me. But this is not the big tree I was looking for. Darn it.